Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of That's Absurd. Please elaborate, a show with a very well-defined intro structure and pattern.
That's the thing you brag about. Have you heard that show?
That's what we
Planet Money. Their intro is tight.
So good. Rest of the show, not worth listening to. But the first 30 seconds,
amazing, incredible,
satisfying.
art.
Well constructed. There's other parts to the show past the intro if you decide to stick around. This is a show where we take questions from listeners that are science related usually, but mostly they're goofy and weird and strange. The kind of thought you have while your mind is wandering in the shower or at a park or showering at the park if it's one of those with water features and showers, not like you brought your shower there, like, that kind of thing. And then we take those questions, we research them, we try and find some sort of satisfying answer, no matter how ridiculous the posited question may be. I'm one of your two hosts, Julian Huguet.
And I am the other host, Trace Dominguez. My question comes from Connor, who asks, should it start raining food tomorrow, i.e. cloudy with a chance of meatballs, what would be the worst food weather? Ooh. Suppose we're transported into the world of cloudy with a chance of meatballs. What would be the most damaging food rain? What would be the messiest? The deadliest? Could we ever have food raining down in real life? Well, Connor, I've never seen that movie, but I've read the book.
What?
Yeah.
It's so good.
I've heard it's great. The book is also excellent. I just had it from the library to read to my kid like last week. So that's why I think I must have been had it on the brain when I picked this question.
It's you should watch the movie. It's very funny.
Well, don't worry. We have an expert on the film coming in a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah. So this book / movie / film and television universe is pretty big. I don't know if everybody is aware, because I was not. It is, in fact, a film and television universe. The brief history via Wikipedia tells us that the book was written by Judy Barrett. It was illustrated by her then-husband, Ron Barrett. Drama already right here at the top. Released in 1978, it was a huge hit. It became the top 100 picture books of all time, as voted in 2012 by the School Library Journal. The Teacher's Top 100 Books for Children, according to the National Education Association list, had 2 sequels, which I didn't know that either. Pickles to Pittsburgh and Planet of the Pies. This is not a set of titles built for microphoning.
Nope.
Pickles to Pittsburgh, Planet of the Pies.
No, nor is the branding as consistent as modern branding would be, right?
If it would be cloudy with a chance of pickles.
Yes, exactly.
That would make,
You would have to, there'd be something to imply that it was related beyond just food.
I didn't look up the Pickles to Pittsburgh, but I did catch a very brief part of the blurb of Planet of the Pies where they go to Mars and there are pie aliens. And so I was like, that sounds kind of crazy. But, the whole premise is crazy. There was also the 2009 movie of the same name, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. It made $512 million worldwide, which seems like a lot. And then there was a 2012 sequel. And then in 2023, allegedly, which would make Meatballs 3 Ways, which if you watch a lot of Top Chef, you know all about that. Or if you're really into, Southern food, you got Meat and 3. Anyway, so it's also a video game. There's 4 short films, a television animated prequel series, 2 seasons of that. Patrick Stewart was in it.
Wow.
Yeah, which actually makes sense because of his nickname, Julian. You know Patrick Stewart's nickname that makes sense with Cloudy and the Chance of Meatballs.
Mr. Stew. It does make sense.
Pea Stew, yeah.
Pea Stew. That's, yeah. Is Mr. P. Stew,
Mr.
and I
P.
pity
Stew
the fool who doesn't know.
He's not been knighted? Is he Sir P. Stew?
Sir P. Stew.
I actually don't know. Sir P. Stew.
Sir P. Stew.
Wow.
Pretty sure he's been knighted, yeah.
That wasn't even in my notes. We just did that. That's just something we just did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sir
Not
P.
everything's
Stew.
pre-written, you guys. If unfamiliar somehow with Cloudy for the Chance of the Meatballs, the synopsis is thus, at least in the book. The book is, it's a tall tale from Grandpa, where an island where food rains from the sky is talked about it as a bedtime story. And the kids fall asleep and they dream about it. And there are hot dogs and lamb chops and mashed potatoes and spaghetti and fully formed popular foods from the 20th century that rain from the sky and onto this island of Chew and Swallow, which is kind of a gross name. And it's really interesting that it's all foods from the mid 20th century. No falafel, no chow mein, no lumpia. No Thai food, no pho, no sushi, no real fish dishes, in fact, at all, which is weird because they live on an island. Mm-hmm. Not even fried fish or like traditionally like Afro, Caribbean, Mexican, none of that. Just hot dogs and hamburgers and bread, white bread. Anyway.
Yeah, real American centric. I wonder if that's intentional to some degree, so you don't have to explain to your children, who
what
might not know
lumpia is.
Lumpia. Unless, of course, you grow up in a household where you have lumpia all the time.
Exactly.
That's
it's almost as if one group of people had some kind of privilege where their food was represented more in media than like, other groups of people.
Yeah,
and it was like the
in
baseline.
The 70s? Do you think people were not as aware of that in the 70s? Probably.
Yeah, probably. So anyway, to Connor's question. Now that we've got like
lumpia, I don't even know.
Oh, it's like a spring roll, fried spring roll. It's Filipino. It's excellent.
Sounds good.
It's really good. So to Connor's question, Connor, I'm just going to say this: all food weather is the worst food weather. All of it. There is not good food weather. I mean, maybe like really weak lemonade, because then it's just. But then you're upping the acidity of the rain, and acid rain. As anybody who was born at a time when acid rain they made commercials about how it was bad.
The scariest thing.
Yeah, even though, it slowly decayed buildings over like decades, but it was still like, oh my God, I'm in acid rain.
Yeah.
But
think of the property values. It's terrible. They won't appreciate as much.
But anyway, I feel like I also just need to understand more about the film. So if I have invited a special guest into our studio today to talk to us because they are an expert in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
An expert in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs could be anyone from your son, Rafa, to, oh my gosh, is that Sabrina Capello?
It's our associate producer, hello. Sabrina Capello, everybody. First time on the pod.
The expert has arrived.
The expert in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Sabrina.
So, we were talking about this answer before, like earlier this week, and Sabrina was schooling me in our weekly call, and I was just like, you have to come on to tell everyone all about this. So, Sabrina, what is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? We covered what the book is about, but like, what's the movie about?
So basically, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is a documentary. It's a documentary about an island where all they ate were sardines. Mm-hmm. Right? So that sounds really depressing and sad, obviously, and they make it out to be. But the reason I'm so passionate about this movie is because it is literally the funniest movie to ever be made, ever.
It's so good. I would agree.
She said this in our call, and I was like, this is a bold statement.
No, it's so good. I'm shocked you hadn't seen it.
You had never seen this before? Did you say that on Monday?
I didn't, because
he still hasn't seen it.
I haven't.
You've had a whole 5 days to fix yourself, and here you are.
I like that being broken. I like being broken.
Well, the second we ended that call, I immediately made plans later that day to watch the movie. You will be getting billed for that on my invoice, obviously.
That does count. The total runtime does count towards billable hours. Okay.
Excellent. Yeah, that's really funny.
Obviously. I definitely didn't watch it for fun, and then the rest of my family trickled in, and they were all
Everybody
just
was
absolutely
like,
tickled.
Wow. What a great film.
They literally all sat down. My mom kept walking by, like the thing where you're like walking by and you're like looking out at the corner of your eye.
That's how I watched the entire first season of Game of Thrones. And then by the end of that season, I was like, I'm hooked. Yeah. I'm one eye hooked. That's how good it is.
Can we talk about the cast and the people behind this movie for a second as some of its bona fides? Because it's a ridiculous cast for a adaptation of a children's book from the 70s.
I did look that up and I was like, wow.
It is stacked.
Yeah.
It is so good. I mean, I when I was a kid, that went right over my head, so I had no idea. So I also had to look it up. And my dad sat down and the cop was like talking. And my dad was like, is that Mr. T?
It is. It is. The movie franchise has Mr. T and Mr. P Stew, as we've covered.
Yeah. Sir P Stew, please.
Sir P Stew, excuse me. Directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who are also, they did the Project Hail Mary movie recently. Bill Hader's the main character. Anna Faris is the love interest. Andy Samberg is in it. James Caan is Bill Hader's dad.
I saw that and I was like, wow. They also had a terrible picture for James Caan, like when he was 90 or whatever, like like right near the end of his life, and I was like, "Oh, come on, that you can do better than that. You can do better."
Neil Patrick Harris is a monkey who can only say his own name.
Was this like
no? He says hungry.
Hungry? Oh yeah, and Steve.
And I think later he says jelly beans.
Oh yeah.
Or no,
yep.
it's gummy bears. It's gummy bears.
Oh my God,
gummy bears.
guys! Should we have a watch party? Is that what you're saying? We should just have a.
I will watch it again right
Please
now.
elaborate. Watch party.
I'm down. Let's do it. It's so good.
Yeah, well, not only did I watch the movie, but I also watched at least 5 YouTube compilations, one of which is literally just the cop. It's 7.5 minutes. He's the funniest character. But Trace asked me to be the subject matter here, not because I'm the science person, but because I'm a professional opinion haver.
Okay.
So I'm here to provide expert insights. Are we looking for insights about the plot, the comedy, or what? What are we looking for here?
I think what would be most instructive is how the movie portrays the food raining from the sky, and if that gives us any clues as to what would be the most destructive.
Okay, got it. So he invents the, I don't even know how he says it, and they don't know how to say it. It's like the Flirstimer.
Flinsdiffimeter? The Flinsdiffimeter?
Yeah, the Flinsdiffimeter.
In all the Wikipedia articles I read, it was just an all caps word, and I thought, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, well, it stands for Flint Lockwood Diatonic Super Mutating Dynamic Food Replicator.
Yeah.
Super simple.
Really great.
Which, to my research and very limited science knowledge, is technically possible. And I don't know if Trace is going to get into how the machine works.
I'm not, because I've never seen the movie. I don't know anything about the machine. This is the first time hearing about it.
Wait, you didn't? I can't believe you tackled this question without watching this.
Yes, we're all disappointed in him. Let's keep it moving.
Sorry, Mom.
So basically, the machine is a super beefed up microwave, and it sends microwave radiation into the water molecules, which then sort of edits the genetic code, I guess, of the water to take on the properties of the food he wants to create. So
sure, none of that makes actual sense. But
no,
sure.
that's fine. No. Totally, yeah. Magic. It's magic.
Magic.
It's a little bit of kid movie magic.
Yeah.
But when he originally makes it in the first place, he tries hooking it up, and then he's like, well, Steve, looks like we don't have enough power with this thing. So they're going to go to the island's power grid, hook it up, and that'll be great. So he's like running over to the power grid, and he says he only needs 17,000 more gigajoules to power this thing.
So like a gigajoule is energy, right? Like we're used to thinking of power in like watts because that's energy per second. So yeah, if you took all the energy your house moved for an entire month,
right?
That would, I guess that could be a gigajoule, sure. It still seems like an insane amount of energy to me.
It's an insane, he needs 17,000 gigajoules to power his beefed up microwave.
How does that compare to a gigawatt?
Okay, so a gigawatt would be a gigajoule per second. And a gigajoule is nonsense because it's a prefix that doesn't exist.
Right. It doesn't matter how it works. Let's talk about the food.
That's not important.
What food comes down on the people in the film?
Yeah.
The first one was a cheeseburger. And
so not a meatball.
No, the meatballs don't even come in until like the last 15 minutes.
Wow.
The meatballs only come in when the entire island is getting demolished, basically.
Wow, spoilers. Jeez. I told you I hadn't seen it.
In my notes, I did. In my notes, I literally
took notes.
This is why we love you.
I have my notes.
It's great.
Your parents were walking by, and you're not just watching Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. You're studying.
You're like pausing it and being like
fastidiously taking notes.
This is great. I love
it. I had it open on my phone, and
cheeseburger.
What time code was that, Mom? Mom, did you see that?
I was this close to doing time codes, but then I realized I had way too many thoughts to do a time code for each thought.
Oh, yeah. Wow, we're going to have to put your full notes on the Patreon.
Oh, sure. They're really great and professional. They're super good. But I did write spoiler alert, but the movie did come out in 2007, so lock it in and get it done.
Yeah, the window has closed.
It's outside of the
spoiler window. Closed a long time ago.
Anything past a decade, and it's like, really? Come on.
Yeah, I usually think of it as like, it's been on streaming for more than 3 months. If you haven't seen it, I'm not worried too much about the spoilers.
But
yeah.
the first one was a cheeseburger.
Okay.
And so it miraculously, the cheeseburger kind of like stays together when it comes down. There's a few that kind of fall apart.
Yeah,
but if we're applying this logic to other foods, what could be dangerous along this route, right? Like think about a lasagna. What if a giant lasagna landed on you? Also, is it hot? Because that sounds like it would burn you.
Yeah, good point. Didn't think about the hotness.
I would be more worried about getting suffocated by the lasagna than anything, right? Because it's squishy, but then once you're under it, and like cooked to death under it if it's still hot.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I wrote that about Jell-O too, because Jell-O was a really big part of it.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing when a whole bunch of Jell-O falls on you?
Yeah. What if a giant Jell-O mold falls on you? Yeah, you're out of luck.
D&D fans know that gelatinous cubes are very dangerous.
It's super dangerous.
Super dangerous.
Wow.
You get sucked inside and then you're just stuck there.
Yeah, well, in the movie you can magically move through it.
That's right.
So I'm sure in a lot of movies they just swim through things you're not supposed to swim through. So
yeah,
like
they literally just go through it.
Scrooge McDuck? What on?
Yeah,
you
can't
no
jump
sense.
Please don't jump into a pile of coins. You will break your legs.
Actually, if you have a huge vault full of gold, please jump into it. I want to see you test that.
Wow.
If you have like $1 billion in gold coins.
Yeah. Okay.
So then I was thinking, they touched on this very briefly, but food allergies? ?
Oh.
Is that what's going to be deadly?
That might be the most deadly. What if peanuts fall from the sky? Everybody with severe peanut allergies or any nut.
Yes.
What if it's any nut brittle? Like a sharp, jagged peanut brittle.
Oh my God, like a ninja star?
Doesn't peanut brittle show up during the climactic moment when what's-her-name is allergic to peanuts and then she has to be evacuated? I read the synopsis.
Look at you acting like you've seen this movie.
Yeah.
I read the synopsis.
Yeah, so
there you go.
That was when they briefly touched on it. They were fighting their way through the Flinch's layer, basically.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like peanut brittle was inside of it. Flint falls through it, narrowly avoids getting impaled on it. But then Sam, the girl in the movie, like nicks herself on it, and then she doesn't really have an allergic reaction the way we think about it. She kind of
she goes into like anaphylactic shock.
Yeah. Seemed like in the writing.
Yeah. So they gave her the EpiPen, and then she was magically fine. But literally at the end of the movie, too, they are sailing off the island in peanut butter sandwiches.
Wait, Sabrina, that's the part that's actually accurate, and you're like she's just magically fine, when she has some adrenaline that causes her swelling and anaphylaxis to go away.
Julian,
that's what actually happens. But when you microwave water to change its DNA, you're like, totally plausible to me.
Don't attack
Don't
the
ruin
associate
my
producer.
whimsy.
She's going to make the worst reel of you. She's just going to make one of those reels where it's just you breathing, and we're all going to love it.
Yeah, careful how you talk to me.
She's got a lot of power.
So, well, the reason I have an issue with it is because my best friend and roommate throughout college had still has very severe food allergies. So it's like an EpiPen isn't going to magically save her from death necessarily. So that was my thing. Like, do you have to get some sort of food weather predictor? Because can you just not leave your house on the day where it's raining peanut butter?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Be terrifying.
Yeah. And then another thought I had was maybe the danger isn't what food falls, but rather the sanitation.
Yeah, that's where my mind goes. Is that in the book there is a sanitation department that cleans up the food, and then they I can't remember exactly. I think they give it to animals and like the fish, and I'm like, don't give bread to ducks. You're not supposed to do that. Again, it was written at a time when I guess you did that.
Well, in the movie, he had this giant dam built, and all of the food is just kind of like piled behind the dam, which obviously seems super safe
and smell. Yeah. And attract predators.
Yeah, but it didn't look like that in the movie. So applying real world logic to this, that doesn't seem good.
That's our thing. What are you talking about? That's how we got our viral hit for The Princess Bride. And every commenter is like, it's a movie, guys.
It's not that deep, guys. Like this is the first time we're considering that it might not be real.
So let me tell you about why I think all weather would be the worst food weather. And I'm going to do this because of history, Connor. History. So let me take us back to January 14th of 1919, the harbor side of Boston's North End. It's a wharf, ships are coming and going, horse carriages, newfangled automobiles, moving products. It's a busy port town. They got a weird accent. It's fine. Brick warehouses, large metal tanks of all manner of cool things. One large tank near Keeney Square, owned by the Purity Distilling Company, is filled with molasses to be pumped by pipeline to a distiller in Cambridge across the river to be used to make munitions and ethanol. Interesting. Kind of cool. Ethanol, in case you're not familiar, that's the one we drink. It's the good one. It's useful for other things, like I said, munitions. Tank was about 50 feet tall, 90 feet in diameter. That's 15 by 27. About 8,700 cubic meters of molasses. Cubic meters. 2.3 million gallons of molasses in a tank in January. Got fresh molasses delivery by ship. Temps that day, about negative 17 Celsius, 2 Fahrenheit. Balmy day in Boston. They warm up the molasses. Yeah. They warm up the molasses on the ship so they can pump it through a tube into the bottom of the tank, putting it in there. It makes it nice and yummy, easier to pump. The molasses in the tank was 2 Fahrenheit, negative 17 Celsius. The next morning, on January 15th of 1919, surprisingly warm day, as we would say in Michigan, January thaw, 5 Celsius, 41 Fahrenheit. So it went from 2 Fahrenheit to 41 Fahrenheit in a day. As the day warmed up, the tank was a little leaky. This is normal. It's probably been leaking since it was built in 1915. It's not like they had a lot of worker rights and safety systems back in 1915. And all of a sudden, whoop-pow! Huge explosion! Put some music in there, Kyle, so it's dramatic, you know? Thunderclap-like, as it was described, machine gun sounds were described by witnesses as rivets sprung from the molasses tank. A roar was heard like the passing of an elevated train, which they would know because there was an elevated train not too far from the tank. The ground was shaking. The molasses burst in a wave 25 feet, 8 meters high, out of the tank, sweeping through North Boston. It's incredible. It was moving 35 miles an hour, 15 and a half meters per second.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
It tipped over a streetcar, not all the way. It tipped it and then it fell back onto its rails, I think. Nearby buildings were pushed off their foundations. An elevated railway, the one nearby, was pushed and bent. Cars, horses, people, all swept up in this mass of molasses. Debris crushed people. 21 people were killed. Several horses were killed. And it flooded several blocks, up to a meter deep of sticky molasses. And also, again, even though it was 41, it's still quite cold. So it's pretty thick. How many pounds per gallon? I'm going to use because it's just easier for my brain for just a second. How many pounds per gallon of water? Who remembers this from science class?
Oh, I know the kilograms. It's
great. That's great.
It's 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter of water.
Right.
The density of water.
But I'm talking about like, if you were trying to put it in perspective for somebody, you have a gallon of water.
Okay.
It's about 7 pounds. So what is that? 2.3 kilos, 2.5-ish. Molasses is 12 pounds for the same amount of liquid. So it's essentially almost twice as heavy as water.
Much denser, yeah.
Much thicker, much denser, much more viscous. Again, in a real world measure, we're looking at like 1.4 metric tons per cubic meter versus the 1 metric ton per cubic meter of water. So we're talking 8,700 cubic meters. Each one of those 1.4 metric tons flying at 15 meters per second through a city. It's nuts.
Force.
It's a lot of force.
Going.
And it killed how many people?
21 people.
What?
Some of that. How sad do you want to be? Do you want to be a little sad? 21 people. Do you want to be a lot sad?
I mean, it was over 100 years ago. So
many of them were at a funeral for a 2-year-old who had just died. It swept through the funeral, killing the family at the funeral.
Wow.
And some of the other child mourners and their parents.
Don't forget the horse. I'm sad about the horse.
There are a lot of horses, in fact, because they were just struggling to get out of the molasses, so they ended up having to. And the people, of course, this is the 19 teens, so it's like everybody's wearing like still quite a lot of clothing, and that wouldn't be good for the.
That is just a texture nightmare.
That is a texture nightmare. You know what I picture? The documentary Lord of the Rings, when the Uruk-hai is coming out of it's the birthing one where it's like,
oh yeah,
it's like that. That's what I'm picturing. It sounds awful. To quote the Boston Post, here and there struggle to form. Whether it was animal or human was impossible to tell. Only an upheaval, a thrashing about in the sticky mess showed where any life was.
Poetic.
That's insane. But also, can we talk about how people say, like, oh, you're going as slow as molasses uphill in January? And there's a documented instance of molasses moving in Boston, January at 35 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That phrase means nothing anymore.
That's actually a really great point that I never thought of.
You should say you're moving as fast as molasses, and I
Wow.
like way more.
You
fast.
are booking it.
You're going
moving
50
like
meters per
the
second.
deadly molasses explosion of
That's
1918.
Here's the aftermath
Whoa.
of the Boston
gosh.
molasses disaster, as it is.
Do you
known.
think as they were rescuing people, some people just bent down and like licked it a little bit too?
There was actually like urchins and, you know, young children. So I read several different accounts of this in different papers for this piece. And there were people who, like scooped it up and were like licking it and stuff. Because not everybody understood the toll that I'm sure had happened to the peeps. But yeah, as you can see in this picture, it's pretty messed up. Sabrina, can you describe this picture for our audience? I'm putting you on the spot. I didn't warn you about that, but
No, that's fine. This is what I live for. From what I can see, all the buildings that were there are now destroyed.
They're
There
molasses.
are lots of people. Yes, everything is molasses. That was good, Julian. All the people were standing around, I guess, admiring this disaster. There's some cars, those are cars. I was going to say carriages, but those are cars.
there are some carriages too. It's hard to tell in this, but yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's small on my screen. Everything's kind of just glistening with the layer of molasses.
Yeah.
Bonkers.
It's pretty
Yeah,
nuts.
it's insane.
It's pretty nuts. So just to put this in perspective, it's heavier. We got that part. Consistent and heavy rainstorms might drop an inch of rain, 2.54 centimeters, 2.5 centimeters over an acre. So a 2.5 centimeter rainstorm deposits in an acre or a hectare, about 0.4 hectares, about 100,000 liters or 100 meters cubed. That 1 inch in the silly units is 27,000 gallons per acre. We're talking about 72 times more than that. And instead of happening over a rainstorm time, it's happening all at once.
Immediately.
So there is some science to this. We don't entirely know why this happened. Obviously, the heating of the molasses was important when they shipped it and pumped it, because molasses is essentially a refined sugar beet or sugar cane syrup where they separate the sugar crystals from the cane. It's not that important. Basically, they boil it down. So it's like this syrupy kind of sugary stuff. There are 3 different types of molasses, A, B, and C. C is the one that's used for munitions and ethanol, and it's really boiled down, and it mostly contains sucrose, glucose, and fructose. And yeast love that. Those sweet molecules. And so what they think is the hot molasses mixed with the cold molasses, and any active yeast that was in there started to ferment it. And then as it got hot the next day, and went up essentially 40 degrees in a day, the yeasts fermented. What happens when yeast ferments sugar? That's how we get
sourdough.
Yeah,
but that's how we get alcohol in general. Like that's how.
And you're sourdough rising, right? Because they're off-gassing waste products, and so you're building up pressure inside that tank. And also the tank is going through like a big change in heating too, so it's going through like thermal expansion. This is 1918. I don't know how good the engineering or the machining was at the time.
Remember,
Probably
I said
not that great.
Was leaking from when it was built, allegedly, from like 1915. They did not build it particularly well.
Probably in a poor neighborhood, right, where they don't really care that much about like the surroundings.
Yep.
Yeah, like, whatever. The people who's
probably a lot of
2-year-olds are
laborers.
dying of typhoid. They're the ones who have to deal with this.
I do want to point out that this was terrible. It is not the only molasses incident in American history.
We didn't learn from the first one?
Julian knew about this one because you were very excited when I started
I had heard about this one. I did not know that there was a sequel.
More than one. So in September of 2013,
there's a whole molasses
in
cinematic
Honolulu
universe.
Harbor, 1,400 short tons or 1,270 metric tons of molasses was spilled into Honolulu Harbor in 2013.
What?
Sabrina was alive. Sabrina
Yeah, I was going to say, this was in my lifetime.
Yeah. And she's a baby. She's but a child.
So, and you might be thinking, oh, it's like, it's worse, oil spill, way worse than molasses spill in a harbor, right?
Right.
True.
Right?
You're right. Yes.
Okay, good.
Except that oil does what when mixed
Floats.
with water? And what does molasses do
It's
when
heavier,
mixed
so it sinks.
with water? They sent divers in, and it had blanketed the entire bottom of Honolulu Harbor.
Oh, no.
Killing
Oh, gosh.
26,000 fish and marine species, crabs, eels, anything that was in a hole was buried under molasses and tried to get out and died. 17,000 corals. It was an awful thing.
Man, who would have known talking about Cloudy the Chance of Meatballs would have been such a bummer?
This is the fish version of that Boston
It is.
accident.
It is.
Exactly to the fish.
Fish
I like
sea
to
life.
think that there's like one sea turtle that remembers the Boston molasses disaster.
Right.
Has like a
It's
Boston
like remember
accent.
the Alamo, but like remember the molasses.
Just like, you kids don't even know what it was like back in, I don't know how to do a Boston accent. Back when I was just a young turtle.
In Boston.
Well, turtles live like forever, so they probably do
Anyway,
remember.
I don't know how to do a Boston accent.
Me
So
either.
that's the second one. There was another one in, get this, 2024. This podcast existed. Not
my
just Sabrina
gosh.
was alive. This podcast existed, and there was a molasses disaster near the Philippines. The Mary Queen of Charity, a ship in a marine reserve, leaked a bunch of molasses into the water. It's bad. It was bad.
Also, Molasses Disaster, great band name.
It is a great band name. It's such a good band name. Oh
Molasses
my God. I'm
Disaster.
sure there
I
is
could
a
see
band
that.
called the Boston Molasses. I'm just sure there is.
Boston Molasses Disaster. They would definitely be a ska band.
Yeah, definitely. The reason I bring this up is we're talking about raining food. We're talking about food going into an environment where food shouldn't be. Food is generally refined, ready to consume. I bring up the second disaster, the Honolulu Harbor disaster. The thing that helped it clean up and the thing that they were most worried about were two things, bacteria and predators. All of those dead fish brought predators to eat them. So sharks and all these other things that are at the higher up in the
Like,
food chain.
Is this fish unusually sweet? Like, why
They're
is
Wow,
it so
these fish are
sweet?
delicious.
They're like, good thing
These
I
fish
could
are
grow
so
more
good.
teeth.
Yeah, sharks
so
with
many
cavities.
That's still real consequence here. Sharks with cavities.
Yeah,
Someone think of the
terrible.
sharks. Someone think of the sharks.
Think of the sharks.
Shark dentist, though, great job. Just
Really?
pulling- There's actually a video game, I think, where you're a shark dentist and
course.
you have to pull.
Incredible.
Of course,
Infected
there
teeth
is,
out.
and that you know about it.
Of
Yeah.
course.
So what would be, you think, the most damaging food rain? I looked into history again. New York Herald, Tuesday, March 21st, 1876. You're not going to read that. It's
Okay.
so small.
Hold on, I can do this. I can do this. Okay. The headline says
You have to read it with, no, you have to read it with flair. Come on, man.
You thought I wasn't gonna read it with flair? You thought I was just gonna read some words?
Yeah.
The headline says, The Carnal Rain. Careful investigation of Kentucky marvel by a correspondent. The locality visited. What? They should be write
know.
newspaper headlines different.
Yeah.
Statements from eyewitnesses of the phenomenon. Appearance and taste of the supernatural flesh. What? Native theorists. There's a lot of very unconnected thoughts in this
There really,
headline.
it feels like it. But once you understand what it is about, I think you'll enjoy this.
This is the 1800s version of clickbait. It's just a bunch of random
It
words
really is. It
that are
really is.
hoping to get you to buy the full paper.
That's right.
Well, you know, appearance and taste of the supernatural flesh is also a really good band name.
Yeah, that's the album for Molasses Disaster.
That's so good. Good album name. So one morning, March 21st, 1866, in Olympia Springs, Kentucky, Mrs. Crouch was on her porch making soap when meat started raining from the sky. This really happened. And this New York Herald reporter went, and if you zoom in, and I highly recommend you do, and read the entire article, it's literally journalism in the 1870s where he's just documenting all the things he does. He's just like, well, I went and talked to this urchin and asked how to get to Mrs. Crouch's house, and then I gave the spurs to the horse to make it across the field. And I'm like, the detail you're giving me is so useless.
He's got some pages to fill up. Man's got a word count to hit.
Column inches. He had so many column inches. There's no
This
pictures.
gives a new meaning to boots on the ground journalism.
It really does. So,
Boots on the ground beef journalism.
yeah.
Oh.
Good job. Good job. So she said it was more like snowing meat. It seemed like beef. It seemed fresh. Most of the pieces of meat that rained over this very short period, like a minute or two, were 1 to 2 centimeters, some as large as 6, about between 1 and 4 inches. No one knows where it came from to this day. They never figured it out. People did try the supernatural flesh.
Oh, no.
They picked it up off the ground. They don't know where the meat came from. This is a different time. They picked it up off the ground.
No, is there anything more human than that?
Honestly, you're right.
Honestly,
you're right. What if it rained meat outside of your
the sky? Well, I'm gonna try it.
If it rained meat outside of your house, 1876. America's 100th anniversary.
Wait. I have
Nothing
a theory.
more American than that.
Yeah, we're doing the
Trying
250 all
mystery
wrong.
meat.
We really are.
No raining meat at America's 250 celebration. I
Look,
guarantee
it's not
it.
too late. It's not
And
too
that's
late.
a damn shame.
Wow.
Wait, Trace, I have a theory, but this may be something else you looked into. Did you ever hear about that time there was that beached whale?
I did hear about the time that there
You
was
know
that
where I'm
beached
going
whale.
with this?
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
Sabrina, do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Please.
Do I want to know?
Enlighten us.
You're here
We're only
already.
47 minutes into this podcast already. We're
There's-
fine.
There's no escaping this, Sabrina. I think this was in the 70s. I'm going off the top of the dome, so I don't have it in front of me. Okay, so a whale was beached on a beach, where they beach themselves.
It was
Right,
beach
got it.
on a highway.
It was
Where?
verbed on the
This
noun.
was at the beach?
Yeah, it was on the beach.
The beach whale was on the beach.
This,
The verbing
that's
on
where
the
whale was
noun.
beached.
The verbing on the noun is also a great band name. So many
Okay.
good ones in this episode.
So this whale was beached, and it's
On the
there.
beach.
And yes, thank you for that detail. It's there. It dies, as tends to happen. And
Yeah.
now they've got this big rotting whale carcass, and the locals are like, "Oh, it smells bad." Like I'm not going to let
What do we do with
natural
it?
decomposition take its course. Like we have to do something about this, right? And
Yep.
so local authorities are like, "I've got it.
I know
What
what, to
if
do. This is
We
so best.
explode the whale."
We just blow it up. We'll just blow it up.
Because as
Blow it
video
up.
games teach us, when somebody gets exploded, they just become a fine pink mist, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what
Just
happens.
disappear.
Yes.
And not say chunks.
This
So
was in the
rained
70s,
down.
roughly?
this is, I think so, 60s, 70s.
Maybe this is the inspiration for the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Maybe this is where it came from.
So they get a bunch of TNT and they stick it under this whale and they blow it up, and it rains whale meat like all around the area, and it like lands on cars and damages them. Like it was genuinely
Oh, boy.
dangerous.
It was a wild.
was
It's
just
a
like
wild story.
Chunks of blubber falling from the sky.
It's so gross.
can't believe
it's so
that-
gross.
Yep.
I can't
Yep.
believe this.
It's a famous story. It totally happened.
Wow.
So I'm wondering if they blew it up so much that some of it traveled back in time to the 1800s,
Exactly
to America's
100 years.
100th birthday, the most
That's
magical time.
Incredible.
It just, I can't get over the fact that they still don't know what this
So
was.
they have theories. The New York Times also wrote up this, but apparently didn't think it was as important as the Herald because it only gave it like 3 inches. And they said they wrote just the facts. They're like, this happened. It was this person, and people tried it, and they said it was either mutton or venison.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that was it.
in countrywide news, some meat rained down on a lady yesterday.
Right.
Experts
funny.
say weird.
Local experts say maybe it's mutton, maybe it's venison.
Things like mutton.
They
Could
also
be anything.
the New York Herald also paid, and this I am not going to read this word for word because it's too much, but I'm going to summarize it as best I can without being making the annoying and somewhat racist terminology that they use.
Oh.
But they're basically
course.
like, we got an Irishman who's willing to try it. And the Irishman was like, I'll try it. And then they got to a pub. They gave the Irishman the plate with the meat on it. And the Irishman said, "Ew, I really need some whiskey before I try it." And then he said, "You know what? Actually, I'm not going to try it. Can I still have the whiskey?" This all made it into the newspaper. And I was just like, this is crazy. Anyway, the plausible thing that they think since, there are actually samples of this found preserved in alcohol in the modern day. They tried DNA testing the meat.
Okay.
It was too old and had been preserved poorly, so they couldn't get any good DNA out of it. The smell, they said, was offensive in the extreme, like that of a dead body, which I bring this up only because I knew that someone was going to mention having all of that excess food around is going to smell awful. And not like a week later, like immediately, like within a day, especially if it's warm. So basically the plausible theory is a flock of vultures, which are common in this part of Kentucky, were flying and somehow got scared or saw a predator. And when they do that, they tend to vomit up anything they had eaten recently. So they had likely eaten maybe some venison that had died. And then a flock was flying over Mrs. Crouch's house. And all of them got scared at the same time. And they all vomited chunks of meat.
Soap.
While she was making soap.
Such a specific sequence of events to get us all back to Clyde with a chance of meatball.
It was newspaper worthy, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the reason I had the thought about the spoiled food. And it originally occurred to me, well, obviously meat, that's gross. But then there was one day where the cop's son, it was his birthday, and the cop said, "Hey, Flint, please, I want to make my beautiful angel son Cal's birthday the best ever. I love him so much. Please help." And then he made it basically like snow ice cream.
That's fun.
The entire island was covered with ice cream. So can you imagine all of that dairy just melting in?
Ugh.
That'd be gross.
Like,
sour.
that sounds disgusting.
Could have done snow cones too. It would have actually could have just come down as snow and then maybe a drizzle of syrup. You know?
Yeah. No, it was lots of ice cream. And that sounds nasty.
You know, there are some very hard edible things like jawbreakers.
Yeah, I had the same thought.
That would be terrifying. And that could really get up to speed too, you know, like coming down from a cloud.
That's a good point. I mean, there's hail the size of baseballs and it hurts. And that's hail. It wasn't like a jawbreaker, which is a hard thing. Hail is ice, which is hard, but like not like a jawbreaker's hard.
Don't worry. It was in my notes. Hard things.
Hard things.
From the sky.
Hard things. She time coded it. Okay, to get back to Connor's question, I found a list on the fandom wiki and Quora and a few other places and compiled a list of all the different foods that show up in the book and the films. And we've got soup, juice, mashed potatoes, hamburgers, hot dogs already in their buns, blowing in from the northeast, scrambled eggs with toast, cherry pie, meatballs, gorgonzola. That would be awful smell-wise. Overcooked broccoli, tomato sauce, lamb chops with peas and ketchup, giant foods like pancakes, tomatoes, jello, and bread, which also appear in the film, spaghetti, sardines, raisins, French toast, pancakes, cotton candy ice cream, sugar-glazed donuts, jelly beans, cherries, nachos. Hey, nachos. We got a little bit of ethnic food in there. Pop-Tarts, hamburgers, hot dogs, tuna sandwiches, macaroni and cheese, potato chips, fish sticks, turkey, cheeseburgers, jello, steak, spaghetti. And then, of course, tomato tornadoes and spaghetti storms and stuff. But at that point, everything's already oversized and bad and, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Aside from the general terribleness of dropping food everywhere, which we, I think, have discussed pretty thoroughly. It can take out buildings, it smells bad, it decays, it attracts bugs, it attracts predators and scavengers and all sorts of things. Like, if you were to drop steaks around, you're just going to get a bunch of vultures coming to eat the steaks and a bunch of, like, stray dogs. And it's just going to be a mess.
Rain, yeah. It's
you got more
cycle.
Meat rain because then the vultures get scared. And then, never ending. So I think if we're being honest, my opinion, I'm going to give you my opinion. But before that, I actually want to hear one food that hasn't been mentioned that you're just like, this would be terrible. Because I have one that I think is sort of touches on what we've talked about already, but that I brainstormed before I did any of this, that I think would be the worst one.
Chow mein.
Chow mein.
Because the thin little noodles, you get all tangled up in them.
Yeah, you'd never get them out.
It'd be like a net.
Like the like rice noodle, like the really skinny
long
ones.
and thin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
it'd be like a spider's web of noodles.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
What about soup?
Yeah.
Soup?
It would be so hot.
Hot soup.
Can you? Because you can't have cold soup.
Well,
like, that
gazpacho,
doesn't-
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, right. But like,
Other than
what is,
gazpacho.
like, other than the one I can think
The
of off
one
the top of my
cold
head that's
soup,
not
yeah.
hot.
There are other cold
Like-
soups.
Okay, well, my limited knowledge apparently.
She's a Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs expert, not a soup expert. God.
Yeah, get it right.
This is outside her scope.
Hey, I've been on this earth for 23 years. Okay, give me some time.
That's
I'll learn about the
two-
soups.
2 molasses disasters. Get on it. Okay, so I think the thing that I think is the giant pancake. The giant
I had
pancake,
the
and
same
for the
thought.
same reason as the giant lasagna and the giant jello. A giant pancake that can cover a building will kill people. It will kill them when it lands because the amount of speed that it's going to pick up, it's floppy, so it will fall over things as they get there. And if you think about the like construction of it, if it's got syrup on it, like you've basically snuffed out everything underneath. And if it's a whole building, I mean, those people are not going to last. So, in 1994, in front of the Rockdale Town Hall in Manchester, the BBC reports that Shopping Co-op Union Limited cooked a 50-foot, 15-meter diameter pancake made of flour, eggs, and milk. The BBC noted they used their own brand of milk because it was definitely an ad for that co-op. It was cooked on a 25 metric ton pan. It had to be flipped with 2 cranes, and the whole pancake weighed, and this is why I bring it up, 3.3 short tons.
Holy crap.
Oh boy.
So if you
huge.
put this pancake on top of your house, the building code says you're probably not going to crush your house. However, the roof does care about 2 different loads, the dead load and the live load. The dead load is the weight of your house, which is shingles, timbers, drywall, etc. Live load is temporary weights of snow, trees, people walking on the roof. And they design it with a variance so the house doesn't collapse for a once-in-a-century storm. But even though the rest of the house might hold up the pancake, a 15-meter pancake dropped from the sky is going to crush your house. It'll crush the rafters, drop into the house, and then the sides of the floppy pancake are going to push the walls down and just crush everything inside.
Mm-hmm.
The pancake
And-
would pancake you.
Nice.
She's good.
While you're beached
Thanks.
at the beach.
While you're beached at the beach. You're verbed
Pancake
at
by
the
a
noun.
pancake while beached on the beach.
You're verbed in the nouns.
You got verbed in the noun so hard.
God.
So anyway, Connor, what would be the most damaging food rain? All. Toto.
Yeah.
What would be the messiest food rain? All. What would be the deadliest? Giant pancakes.
Pancake.
Could we ever have food raining down in real life? Sabrina says yes. That all you have to do is genetically modify water, and you can do it. So I'm going to just say, I'm just going to agree.
You heard it here on the Science Podcast. Your 23-year-old
DNA.
associate producer who does not study
DNA
science
of
says.
water. Well, that was a lot, Trace. That was we just
was.
talked for an hour about Cloudy with a Chance of
About
Meatballs.
food raining from the sky, exploding from tanks, flooding harbors.
Coming out of vultures.
Maybe.
I think we should call it there, honestly. I've got questions answered, but I think I'm full, you know?
Maybe
I think
we
I've
did.
had enough.
I'm full. Yeah. I'm satiated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
The bounty of the sky has filled me.
Well, let's call it there. We'll try having one question this episode and see how it goes. If you are okay with that, cool. If you hate it, let us know.
Yeah.
So that
we don't normally do one question for an hour, okay? This was an extenuating circumstance. Sabrina had notes.
She had notes.
She had notes. She had to share.
We had to respect the notes. Well, thanks for listening to this episode of That's Absurd, Please Elaborate. The show was created and written and produced by Sabrina Capello.
Yeah,
in
look
part.
at her.
And me, Trace Dominguez.
And me, Julian Huguet. Today's show was also produced and edited by the wonderful man who does control the weather, Kyle Sisk. Or, well, he controls this episode.
The food weather.
The man who can control food weather. Weather, but only if it's food, Kyle Sisk.
Kyle says. It was also associate produced by Sabrina Capello in this case, and our music is thanks to Epidemic Sound.
Thank you to our singular listener who submitted the question we tackled in this episode, Connor. If you would like to submit a question, you can look for the form in our show notes. You can email us at hello@that'sabsurdshow.com. You can go to our website at that'sabsurdshow.com/ask. You can call us on the phone, 302-TAPE-SHOW. That's TAPESHO. If it wasn't obvious, we love these questions so much. They're so goofy. They bring us much joy that we get to then, multiply and share with each other and share with you. And so it makes the whole show work. We're always grateful that people are continually submitting tons and tons of questions. They make us laugh. They make the show possible. Thank you. Please keep doing it.
Thank you very much to those who are on our Patreon. All of our patrons are important to us. We really appreciate all of you. That you are the reason we have any income at all from this show, for the most part.
Keeping the lights on, honestly, for all the stuff that we use to make the show.
It's really true. Thank you very much, especially to our absurd administrators at the top of our Patreon: Adam, Les, Austin, Jonathan, Dan, Sabrina, The Brain, Hannah, Apothecarian, Christina, Atomic Straw, Brian, Shane, and Metric Ton of Batcat. We'd also like to extend a welcome and thank you to our newest subscribers: Thomas, Litired, Krista, Mary, and Norbash Bash.
Norbash Bash. That's like beaching on the beach. Bash bash. Like we said, you guys really help us actually, cover the cost of all the little things that we need to make this show. And some bigger things like travel. Trace and I are going to go to Open Sauce Live up in San Francisco in July. And so if you're in the area and you want to say hi, we're not going to be recording a show or anything on a stage, but we'll just be milling around and, meeting other people that we might end up inviting on the show. We'll be networking.
Yeah.
And it'll also help us grow the show because when we meet these cool people, then they'll share the stuff that we make when they're on it. And the patrons are making that possible. So your contribution is much appreciated.
If you want to see clips from the show that Sabrina makes to make fun of us, go to That's Absurd Show on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. You can find clips in all of those places. And of course, a special thanks to those listening on Nebula who also support the show just by listening. If you want to join and support the show, you get ad-free versions or like an ad-free feed of the show. And also just, again, by listening to the show, it supports the show. Just go to go.nebula.tv/That's Absurd Show. You also get access to like 100 other creators, 100 and some, who are really, really great people and make really, really amazing things. And by watching and listening to their stuff, you also directly support them. They get a cut of how much money Nebula brings in. That's how Nebula works. It's creator-owned, it's created, and creator-run. So, really cool. Well, we've done it. We've reached the end of another episode. Sabrina, what do we say at the end of every episode of our show?
The flinch miniature. The flinch miniature. Flinch miniature. Flinch miniature.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
First try. Nice.
First try. That's great.